there's like a mystical party called the Nutcracker Ball that we learn about eventually that takes place on Christmas, and it's kind of like a secret like party that's supposed to be the best party in the world, and we hear about it. We're always trying to find it, and we can never find it, and it kind of becomes like our white whale on Christmas. And then this year, finally, we get tickets to it, and it's kind of poetic because it's our last year, so we figure like we'll go out with a bash. But Ethan's character thinks maybe we'll have so much fun that we'll want to keep doing that and not stop, basically. John definitely is willing to kind of, embark into emotional arenas that me and Evan, it's not our instinct to go in that direction necessarily. He'll go for a lot more romance than we go for traditionally, and do it much more earnestly than we generally will do it. And, just overall kind of has more of a, I think, hunger for that type of stuff, which is great, and something that we appreciate and people really like and we really like, and it's exciting when someone else, to work with someone who does something that you don't necessarily do. Well, the character is kind of, Mackie's perfect for it because the character is kind of a loud, guy who likes a lot of attention and who is very comfortable being the center of attention, and who draws attention, and who, is very charismatic, and an entertainer as much as an athlete, and Mackie really embodies that perfectly, and seemed very comfortable in the role. And it was funny to watch him. He was really funny, and he knows a lot about sports, and which we don't at all, which was very helpful. I think overall he could just speak like an athlete, which I could never do. Joe's kind of like the emotional core of the movie, which is perfect for Joe. He's also very funny in the movie, but he's good at portraying. He has like this kind of, in the best way, like a very relatable everyman kind of quality, and that's really what he is in the movie. It's a guy who doesn't quite know what he wants, doesn't quite know what he's doing, is not quite hasn't quite gotten over this thing that happened to him a long time ago, even though maybe he should have. Maybe you could argue that he shouldn't have, though, which I think a lot of people have stuff like that in their lives. We hope it's ultimately just like incredibly satisfying in every way, honestly. I mean, that was the design of it. It should be funny and romantic and nostalgic in some ways, and maybe even cathartic. We really wanted it to try to tick, once we realize like, oh, it's a Christmas movie, like we can kind of again like step into these realms and indulge in them a little bit more than we normally would. We were like, we can really make it like an unbelievably gratifying cinematic experience.